Good morning. Day 217. Cooking down the freezer, refrigerator, and working pantry meals. So today it's going to be a lovely 80 degrees, but it's cloudy, which is perfectly fine with me. And I want to stay home and do a little decluttering. Do my 15-minute tour. That'll be day 3 of day 30. And we'll see how long we can keep that going. So I have a couple of areas in mind today that I want to declutter, and it involves papers and magazines. Because I tend to save some of that stuff. Not so much papers, but magazines. And I actually stopped buying magazines because I was getting way too many. So a while back I decluttered all my magazines, and it just so happened somebody in the neighborhood was collecting them for a project they were doing. I don't know if it was with kids or what, but I took several stacks of magazines. It was in the neighborhood, and dropped them off on her porch. And that was great. So since then, I haven't been buying much in the way of magazines. Once in a while, I'll buy one, A Woman's Day or A Woman's World. But I find that most of the magazines are all the same subjects. If you're tired all the time, if you have too much weight, stop pain with this herb. Get a good night's sleep with this herb. And none of it ever works, so I don't buy too much in the way of magazines anymore. But anyway, I still have leftovers that I'm probably going to eat today because I don't like to waste food. So as long as I have leftovers, I'll eat them. But I do try not to cook too many. I don't want to eat the same thing for a week. A day or two is fine, but I like a little variety in my meals. Do you like variety in your meals, or are you okay with eating the same thing for several days? I just like a little variety. So anyway, I have a couple garden boxes I need to put in the garden because they're sitting in my foyer, and they're the city picker boxes. So I've gathered all those that I need. Now I need to get them set up and put some plants in for my fall garden. All right, I'll be back in a little while, and we'll see what's for breakfast, day 217. Well, here is what I want to declutter today for my 15-minute declutter. I have my shredder handy. Okay, I forgot what I was going to say because Lizzie had to chime in. Anyway, I want to get all this decluttered and shredded, so that's one area I'd like to do today. And I don't know what to do with this. It's so pretty. It's a Christmas book, The Night Before Christmas. I don't really want to get rid of it, but my grandkids are getting too old for it. So I don't know. Maybe I'll just display it at Christmas time. But I think it's really neat. And then I have another area I want to declutter. And that's over here, my desk area. And I know this isn't the most attractive place for a desk, but this is where my chair is. And so this is where I do most of my hanging out and my computer stuff. So I need to clean up this little area. I mean, this stuff all needs to stay here, except for the stuff I'm decluttering. But I want to make it look a little nicer. I wish I could turn this into a desk, something that maybe pulls out. I don't know. We'll see. I'm thinking about it. So those are the two areas I want to declutter, and we'll see how far I get. I think that's going to take more than 15 minutes, but I could do it over 2 days. All right, I'll be back in a little bit. Okay, let's see what's for breakfast. Day 217. Lots of leftovers, lots of food. I have some mushrooms here yet. And I don't know if I'm going to eat those now or later. I think I'll eat those later. I did get out 2 eggs, and I'm going to get out this pasta because you guys know how much I like noodles and eggs. So I'm going to have that. I still have a little bit of greens here from my garden. I don't know if it's good anymore. I have to see. It's just a little handful. And then I do have some cherries. And let's see. I have some shredded cheese here. I want this cheddar. Need to start using up my cheeses. Okay, I think that's it for now. So I will meet you at the stove. Okay, I'm melting some butter here. I have a little bit of Swiss chard here that I got from the garden that I want to add. And then I have couple of cherry tomatoes, and I didn't feed my tomatoes early enough, so a couple of them started getting blossom end rot. So the new tomatoes that are coming up now don't have it, but the older ones did. And it's a lack of calcium. This is what it looks like, but I'm going to cut that off and just have the part that's good. And that's perfectly fine. It's still edible. So I'm going to add some of that. I'm just going to cut off the part that is not good. As you can see, that's perfectly fine. And I know this isn't a lot of tomato, but that's okay. There's only 2 eggs and some pasta, so I just want to use that up. And today I need to look through my refrigerator and see what needs to be cooked up. I know I have some produce in there that I don't want to go bad, so I need to do that today too. And that one has the same thing. Now this is a black cherry, so all right. Now black cherry tomatoes are dark inside. So I'm just going to cook that up. And then I'm going to add the pasta once this is cooked. And it's going to be breakfast. So my tomatoes are just now starting to come in and ripen up a little bit. So I'm hoping to get lots of tomatoes this year because I want to make tomato powder. And for that you need a lot of tomatoes. So I have a lot of different kinds of tomatoes that I planted. So The bulk of my garden is actually greens and tomatoes and peppers. So I'm trying to see what'll grow in the limited space that I have, and also that area only gets about 4 to 6 hours of sun. So I don't have any area in my garden that gets more than 6 hours of sunlight. So I have to kind of adjust my plants to what I have. All right, I'm going to cook this up, add a little salt and pepper. And then I'll be back. This is just garlic salt. And I'll be back once I get this cooked up. I think I will add a little bit of mushroom to this too. Okay, so I added a mushroom. And now I'm going to add the pasta. Then I'm going to add a little bit more salt. A little bit more pepper. You want to put salt and pepper in layers so that everything gets seasoned. Just be careful you don't add too much. So I always cook some extra pasta because I enjoy this meal. Or if I cook elbows, I always make extra pasta because I like to make pasta salad. So I always cook extra pasta. I'm going to add a little bit of onion powder and garlic. I know, not your traditional breakfast, but I enjoy this breakfast. This is garlic powder. So I think I'm going to be doing a lot of in-house things today with the food that I have so it doesn't spoil, because there's no sense to buying marked down food if you're not going to eat it, and just feed it to your composter. Okay, now I'm going to add my 2 eggs. And this will probably be enough for 2 meals. And I always save my eggshells for my garden. In fact, that's another thing I have to do, is grind them up. And tomatoes love these, and that will also help with preventing blossom end rot. Because tomatoes, or not tomatoes, eggshells have calcium. Alright, so I'm just going to let this cook a little bit. Cover my egg or my noodles and my other ingredients. Now you can cook this as long as you want. If you want it creamy, cook it less. If you want it a little more cooked, then of course cook it longer. But I'm going to turn the heat off because it'll finish cooking. And I prefer it all cooked, but not cooked, you know, real hard. I like the egg a little creamy yet. And then I forgot I wanted to add some cheese. So that's going to go on there too. Because who doesn't like cheese and eggs, right? Right, buddy? I'll give you some other cheese when I'm done. Sometimes I buy slices of American cheese for them, and they like that. Okay, well, I'm going to plate this up, and then I'll be back. Okay, well, here it is. You can add all kinds of vegetables to this. Peppers, you can add olives, and it makes a great meal, breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Side salad, and you're all good to go. Put as many greens in there as you like. But I'm going to give this a taste. And I know it's going to be good. Yum. This is a very hearty, filling comfort food. All right. I'll be back a little later. Time for brunch. Well, I have some veggies that need to be cooked up. I have the green beans I got reduced. I have these that I got reduced. And I have a couple of zucchinis that are starting to look a little sad, and an eggplant, and I want to cook all that up so I'll have veggies for the rest of the week, and they won't go bad. Alright, so these I'm going to microwave. It says you can microwave them for 3 or 4 minutes, so I'm going to do that. Then I'll put those in a container and season them so that the flavors can go into the beans until I eat it. And then the zucchini and the couple of the mushrooms. One of the mushrooms I'm just going to fry up to put on a bun or something. The rest of them I'm going to cut up and cook those with the zucchini, with a tomato, and the eggplant. Alright, so I'm going to get all this going here, and I'll be back. Okay, my green beans are cooked. I'm going to add some pepper, and they're still hot, and some garlic salt. Alright, and then I'm just going to shake this up. And let them cool off and put them in the fridge. So unfortunately, my eggplant wasn't good anymore. So I have a new strategy that I want to try, and that is cooking the markdown vegetables as soon as I bring them home. Now, I did buy that eggplant a while ago, so that was my bad. But if I'm going to buy markdown food to save money, that's what I'm going to do. Alright, so in here now I'm cooking my zucchini and mushrooms. So I'm going to let those saute, and then I'm going to cook this mushroom just the way it is. And that'll be it for my produce. I'll have produce to eat, and it won't go bad. And if I have too much, then I'll freeze it when it's already cooked and eat it within a short distance of time. Okay, I will be back when I get everything cooked up. Okay, well, that's it for the cooking today. I added a tomato to this, onion powder, garlic powder, some Italian seasoning, and that'll be good to go. I can eat it with rice or pasta or whatever I choose. Alright, I'll be back later. I need to cook this up yet. Alright. Alright, I'm cooking up my mushroom. I have a white onion here that I want to cook up too. I still have a few onions, but I want to cook this one up and put it on with my mushroom burger. And all the scrap onion will be going into my soup, my frozen soup stuff. So I'm just going to slice this up and let these caramelize a little bit. While my mushroom cooks. And that's it now for the cooking. So I'll have plenty to eat. I don't have to cook something every night because I still plan on doing a lot of cleanup and decluttering, and then I won't feel like cooking. Alright, I'm going to cover this so that it'll cook up, and I'll be back later again. Alright, this is done now. I seasoned it with Smokehouse Maple by McCormick, and that's going to go in a container for another meal with some of these onions. I seasoned those with Smokehouse Maple too, so I think it'll be good. I am going to add a little pepper, and that's it. Done cooking for the day. Okay, time for dinner, day 217. Let's see what we have. Alright, I'm going to finish up this pasta from yesterday. The mushroom stroganoff. But I'm going to add some more veggies to it, but I need 2 hands for that. So this is a cucumber. I'm going to have that. And some more of this balsamic glaze. So I will meet you at the stove. Well, I'm going to finish up the stroganoff. And there's plenty there for one meal. I had that yesterday too, and it was very delicious. But I want some other vegetables with it, so here's the green beans I cooked earlier today. I'm going to get a few of those. And I cooked those in the bag, and that was from my markdown box of produce. So if you live around this area, if you have a giant eagle, you might want to check out Flash Foods. You can get some good deals on produce boxes. They have veggie boxes and fruit boxes. And they also have other things marked down. Then this is the zucchini, tomato, and mushroom. And I'm just going to have a little bit of that too. And that is a lot of food. I'm going to pour some of this juice over my pasta. Oops. Alright, so that's going to be my dinner for tonight. But I also need to eat up this cucumber. Put a little bit of garlic salt on the beans. And this cucumber was also from my markdown veggie box. So this is enough still for 2 servings. So I just want a couple slices of the cucumber. Okay, one more. There we go. And I had this yesterday and it was very refreshing. Save the rest till tomorrow. And then I'm also going to have a little bit of tomato. I have 3 tomatoes left, and this one needs to be eaten up. I'm not real crazy about tomato skin, so I'll put that in my soup thing. Alright, I have half of this tomato. Okay. So there we go. Salt and pepper. And some of this balsamic glaze. I wasn't going to buy this again, but it's so good on the tomatoes that I think I might rebuy it once I use this up. I'll be right back. Okay, I want to put some of these feta crumbles on there too. And that will be very delicious. Okay. There we go. Yummy. Alright, I'm going to heat up my dinner and I'll be back. Okay, there we have it. Dinner, day 217. Stroganoff, mushroom stroganoff with veggies and a salad with cucumber and tomato and feta with balsamic. Alright, let me give this a taste. I'm sure it tastes just like it tasted yesterday. Except now we have a few more veggies with it. Very good. Okay. That's it for the cooking today. Now to get down to the eating. Alright, I'll be back and wrap things up. Okay, well, it's the end of another meal and getting to be the end of another day. And I got my 15-minute declutter done. I shredded all those papers and put half of it into the compost outside. The other half I'm going to put in my worm bin. And I did not do my desk area, so that'll be a project maybe for tomorrow to declutter. But slow but steady wins the race. So I'm going to go relax now. I'm still trying to figure out what kind of a cover I'm going to put on my sofa. Part of me says forget it because it'll just get ruined, but the other part of me says, but it looks so ugly. So, and they're not that expensive on Amazon. They run like $35, $39. So I'm going to give it a try and see and order a cushion cover. All right, well, my dogs are out there having a fit about something. I'm sure there's a little animal in the yard. Hopefully it's on the other side of the fence. So that's all I have for you today. I want to wish you abundant blessings. I love you guys. Be good to yourself. Be good to others. God bless you, and I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, comment, and like. Thanks for watching.